In a striking exchange that highlights the tensions in Nigerian politics, Nyesom Wike, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, has taken a firm stance against activist and presidential hopeful Omoyele Sowore. This confrontation arose after Sowore labeled President Bola Tinubu a criminal in a tweet, referencing a video in which Tinubu claimed there was no corruption in Nigeria during his administration. Sowore's tweet, posted on August 25th, read, "This criminal, at official PBAT, actually went to Brazil to state that there is no more corruption under his regime in Nigeria. What audacity to lie shamelessly." In response to Sowore's comments, the Department of State Services, DSS, initiated legal action against him for defamation, alleging that his statements violated Nigeria's cybercrimes and terrorism prevention laws. They also urged social media platforms, X and Meta, to remove the tweet, arguing that it posed a threat to national security and public order. However, Sowore stood his ground, refusing to retract his statement and accusing the DSS of attempting to suppress dissent, labeling their actions as despicable. During a recent event marking the commencement of construction on the arterial road N1 in Sowore, Wike remarked that Sowore should consider himself fortunate that Tinubu adheres to the rule of law. He suggested that the activist might not be so lucky if a different leader were in power. Wike stated, "In this country, someone can wake up and declare the president a criminal on social media without facing consequences. You can say whatever you want and nothing happens." He continued, drawing a comparison to the United States, where he noted that despite the criticism directed at former President Trump, it is rare to hear an American publicly accuse their president of criminality. But here, anyone can insult the president, and we seem to take pride in it. You are fortunate to have a president who respects the rule of law. Keep counting your blessings, because there are leaders you might encounter who won't be as lenient. In a related matter, Wike addressed the ongoing strike by the FCT chapter of the Association of Resident Doctors, explaining that the government has allocated a budget of $25 billion for the health sector in its 2025 budget, which was recently approved by the National Assembly in July. He emphasized that while the doctors' requests for allowances and new hires are valid, they must adhere to established procedures, urging the medical professionals to be patient. The SSS informed me that there were plans for demonstrations, claiming we are focusing on roads instead of health. I assured them that demonstrations are permissible, but no one can intimidate me into abandoning my responsibilities or the timing of my actions. Wike further elaborated on the situation regarding the doctors' allowances and employment, stating, "People are saying they are owed allowances. We recently lost our head of service and have just appointed an acting one. I asked for details on the allowances in question. They mentioned the need for new doctors, and I told the Civil Service Commission to proceed with hiring. I am not a doctor myself, so I support their employment." He also highlighted the significant investment in health, noting, "In the 2025 budget, we allocated $25 billion specifically for health." When did you last inquire about our budget? We received it in July from the National Assembly. Yet, people often fail to ask the right questions. Wike cautioned against politicizing the FCT civil service, stating, "If you wish to join a political party, you are free to do so, but do not use the civil service for political games. If the permanent Secretary of the Treasury presents a bill for allowances, I have no reason to withhold payment. However, everything must follow the proper procedures." He concluded by addressing the potential demonstrations, saying, "If they choose to protest or block roads, I told the director of SSS to allow it, but no one can prevent me from carrying out my duties today." This situation raises important questions about the balance between free speech and accountability in political discourse. What do you think? Is it acceptable for public figures to make such accusations without facing consequences? Or should there be limits to what can be said in the name of free expression? Share your thoughts in the comments.